decided that I'm going to go ahead and try another batch of the sculpted layers for the April Soap Club Challenge, and I just cut the batch that I made. I cut it yesterday, and this, you can see it, this is how it came out. I know this light kind of washes it out, but I'm going to make some changes because the Flint Hills, they are kind of like rolling hills, but they're not quite this tall. There's a lot more sky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this layer, and I'm going to bring the sun down here, make the sun just a little bit bigger, and I'm going to make it more golden. I was talking to my husband about it, and I actually had one more of these, here it is, one more of these that I hadn't cut yet. I had an extra, so it actually worked pretty good. So I took that one, got rid of those two layers, added that one. So I'm really only doing one less layer than what I did before. The other thing I'm going to do, oh, there's several things I'm going to do. I'm going to make the greens more green because this is more muted than what I was hoping for. And I'm also going to make the rock wall, I'm going to do that more of a gray. I'm not going to put any of the activated charcoal in, and I'm going to extend it out farther. So I made it, I cut the last one a little bit narrower so the wall will be a little bit deeper, and then it's going to go all the way across. Now the greens, like I said, I'm going to make those more intense, try to make them a little stronger colors. And then with this part, unfortunately, if you look really close, you can see some of those, like the clamshell pour, but since it's such a small surface area, you don't get the impact. Now, if I were kind of like here, you know, doing the I don't know what that's called, doing the ombre pour, when you have a bigger soap or bigger working area, you have a bigger surface area to work on. You can see it better. But when you have a small area, you're not going to be able to see it as well. So down here, this is that soap that I was showing. I was really wanting to have that grass look, but then while I was pouring it, I'm like, you know what? I did that as a drop swirl, and then I did a hanger swirl. We cannot do hanger swirls with this particular challenge, so I'm not going to be able to get quite those lines, those colors. I'll still try to get those in again. Anyway, sky. Talking to my husband, I'm going to go with this kind of look instead of the sunset. So this, I'm going to go for this, try to do this. Now the thing is, this was done with my very slow moving recipe that has lard in it. Lard makes a beautifully white bar of soap. This one I used my sustainable palm and shea butter, which you don't get quite as white. I don't want to put titanium dioxide in it because I don't want to have any streaks. Now it's not going to be a whole lot of white, but I'm going to try to do those gradient colors in there and then have that sun kind of in here. So that's kind of my goal. Now with this next batch, I'm going to put my soaps, that one goes elsewhere. I'm going to use this matcha tea latte fragrance from Brambleberry. This one actually discontinued. I keep saying they discontinue stuff. They do, unfortunately. But this one I've been saving because I love what it smells like, and I haven't had an idea of what to use it with. It's supposed to be well behaved and does not discolor, and it is a green scent. So I was going through all my fragrances trying to figure out something that again did not discolor and did not cause acceleration, but also went along with the theme for the season and for the theme of what I'm trying to make. So since it's a green scent, it's a grass, it's going to be really good for kind of an outdoor type soap. So I had some different ideas, but either I didn't have enough of the fragrance, or the discoloration was iffy, or the acceleration was iffy, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I'm going to get everything put together. I've got my colors out. I'm going to still use the same gray. I have my two greens, and I have a vibrant green that I'll add in. Now it's kind of funny because this blue, Caribbean blue, I knew I wanted to have the same color blue, so I grabbed a Caribbean blue to use this one. That's not the same color blue. See how that one is a little bit more green? I was thinking, well, maybe I use less, because sometimes with blue, if you don't use enough, it'll be kind of green. Well, I was just going through my cabinet. I've got a different brand of Caribbean blue, so this was the one that I used for this one. And anyway, so I'm gonna use that one again. The yellow that I used here was Wholesale Supplies Plus, Crafter's Choice. This one was Yellow Baby Duck. I'm going to use Golden Pineapple, which is going to be, well, more golden on that yellow color. So I'm going to clean this up, get everything ready. I'm not going to do the entire video of the pour because this took me 3 hours just to pour that, even though I sped it up really fast. So this took me a really long time. I'll just do maybe the first couple layers and then I'll come back for the cut. If you want to watch the entire pour, then look at the previous video for this batch. So we'll come back when I'm ready to start making. And recorded the whole thing. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I went ahead and did it. I did take more time between the layers, and I also didn't end up standing here the whole time. So the first batch I made, I literally stood here for like 3 hours and didn't take any breaks. I did have to restart the camera a few times, but this one I didn't do that. I poured a layer, came back, scraped it, the next layer, and kept doing that, except for like the smaller layers. So it was more enjoyable to make it that way because I was able to get some other things done, but I did end up with that second loaf. There's a little bit of pockets right there, but it's on the outside, so I'm really not worried about it. This is that second loaf. So this is a scrap loaf. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one first, and hopefully, I've got some really pretty greens. The blue sky looks pretty. So hopefully everything will be a little bit more vibrant and also having more of the sky, which is what I was wanting, since looking where we live, we have a lot of sky. It's not like the mountains where you have, you can be down low in a valley or whatever and see tons of mountains. When you're where we are, you have more rolling hills, but you have a lot of sky to see. So let's go ahead and cut this one open and we'll take a look.